I think, can you hear me now? Is everyone else able to hear me? Now, if Juliet Quicker would reply, that would be amazing. Okay, I hope you can hear me. I do not get any comments that you cannot hear me, so I hope you can hear me. Great, you can. That's amazing. Thanks for that, Juliet. So, actually, then I restart again because I think the microphone was working, but at least this time, compared to the other one, the chat is working, which is great because last time the chat wasn't working at all. So what's the plan for tonight? The plan actually is to head over to myself in an introduction. Ariana is busy. She will not be here tonight, unfortunately. But I will go ahead tonight and we'll have a look at myself and introduce myself. And once the introduction is finished, the next thing I'm going to do is I will talk about what exactly is going on and what the story with the C42 is and where we are standing in terms of upgrades and in terms of bug fixes and all this kind of thing. And once we have done that, I will actually have a look and explain what the biggest news are and where we're going to. And then in the certain last phase, I will explain where is the C42 heading to, what's all the project going on, and what are the next big steps we're planning, because we are just starting, we're not finished with that airplane by any means. So, yeah, for those who don't know me yet, my name is Christian. Actually, I am 49 years old and I started to fly in late August last year, 2025. And as we all know, in Ireland, the weather is not really great. It's not really good, to not say the least. It's crappy like something. I'm actually not flying in Ireland. I'm actually flying in Northern Ireland in the Dundalk Airfield with Kernan Aviation, which I can highly recommend if anyone is around there and anyone is there to have a look. Then please, guys, do me a favor, have a look and then go to them, do a discovery lesson, and then we will see how amazing they are and how really welcoming the club is and everyone. So big shout out to them as well. So yeah, I started actually flying with them in August of last year, which means I was taking discovery flights there, which my wife didn't know, and she was not happy about, which is fine. But I started a discovery flight there, enjoyed it very much, and then we tried booking lessons, and the weather was just end of August. I mean, it's near to the end of it's near to the end of summer, so yeah, I literally don't have any chance at all to get good weather or something. So the next story was that we were waiting. In between, I was thinking, okay, C42, flight simulator. I'm into flying and aviation, and especially sim aviation since years. So my idea was literally to have a look and see if I can find the C42, because I was thinking to myself, the weather is crap anyway in this country, so you might better have another option in order to practice and fly. So what I did is actually I went ahead and looked into Flight Simulator, and to my biggest surprise, the C42 was not there. It did not exist in the simulator. It did not exist on SimMarket, FlightSim.to or something, whatever. So no plane at all. So that was the reason I then got back to my guys, because I actually have a freelancing agency. More on why and how much time is taken up later the project. So I have a freelancing agency, and I went on to my freelancers and said, guys, I have a special mission for you. I know it sounds crazy, but I need to have an airplane, and I need to have that airplane for Microsoft Flight Simulator. Can you help me out, and can you do something? And the answer was, yes, we can. And they started right away literally building that plane, which was absolutely mind-blowing to me. And so we were looking at literally everything, and we were like trying to find a model for that and trying to create that model and trying to do this model and everything. So that's how we went up with with the modeling of the plane and everything. That's how it worked really great in the first place. The second thing was that we were trying to find a way to have a look in the community for Microsoft Flight Simulator. I started very early to go on to the Microsoft Flight Simulator forum, have a look with them, see what's going on and what the story is. And I was astonished, to say the very least, and I hope some people are here tonight and listening and tapping their shoulders because they helped a bunch. We found beta testers there. We were like welcomed like with open arms. People like, oh yeah, we're so happy. It's so great to see you and whatnot, whatever. And we literally, like, everyone came in and was like, oh my God, so cool that you're here. And finally someone does it. And just all was in August or September where we started the project and was like, my God, this takes forever. And then we were trying to find a way with people to engage, and we were trying to find a way with people to like get more footage and more pictures. We went with my wife, actually, we went to the airfield and took pictures and pictures and pictures and video. And then they started building the plane, and a couple of weeks later, I think I had the first alpha version ready, and they were like, hey, we have a version ready to test it. I was over the moon. I was like, oh my God, finally flew it, and it was unflyable. It was absolutely unflyable. Because it's an alpha version. Yes, it flew, but you were not able to use the rudder pedals properly. You were not able to use anything properly. And we had issues everywhere, literally everywhere. And so we were trying to do whatever we could in order to get things running and things on the road. And eventually found some beta testers who were actually trying to work with us and test the plane. And I definitely have to mention Graham tonight because he was absolutely amazing, top over the moon, still is, by the way. Graham, if you're listening, thanks so much. You know who you are. It helped a bunch, and we appreciate your feedback. We're not offended by that at all, by any means. But yeah, we went ahead and created this plane slowly, because we had to find beta testers, took time, and then testing took time and everything. But eventually, in March of 2026, so like a week ago, we finally released this machine, and I can not tell you how happy I am. I know that there are issues with that and everything, but yeah, it's I'm gonna come to that afterwards. But so just to tell you, it's not something where I'm not doing this full time. It's not my main job. I couldn't live from that by any means at all. It's really expensive. I can tell you, a development of such a thing is way over 1,500 euros, if not over 2,000. So you will spend a bunch of money on that, and you will want to get this money back somehow, of course, or at least parts of it over the time, because I mean, you're not doing something for a loss. I'd love to help the community. I know there are plenty of people out there which who wants to fly the plane in the UK and in Ireland, Germany, and France as well. But in order to have that, we really need to get the money in, because otherwise I will not do this anymore. Definitely not. The second part is time. I know people want to have plenty of things. I read about a pilot in the plane with the external view. I read about redoing the textures and whatnot. This all takes time, and this all takes an effort for us as well, for the developers, and this costs money again, because you have to pay that. They want to have the money as well. I mean, they want to have something to live from. They're not working for free either. But again, I'm not doing this full time. This is the side hustle I do and the side project I do, which I love absolutely. I love Microsoft Flight Simulator. I love aviation, and it's really great to see the great comments from you guys as well, saying, hey, you know what, we are so happy. We want to have more, and we love you and whatnot. and the plane is great. We got feedback like I'm a real pilot. In the C42 was over 800 hours, and I am actually an instructor, and this thing is close to real life. And if you read that on a Monday evening, then you're over the moon, you're happy. But again, bear with me, slowly, please. We are working on this. We're trying to do what we can, but we will not run we will not have the perfect machine ready tomorrow. We will possibly not be able to implement every single thing like high definition textures. Again, I'm not affiliated with Asobo. I'm not affiliated with Microsoft. I do not have a giant team or studio behind me. It's literally, and I'm honest with you, it's literally a 2-person thing. We're doing this 2.5 maybe person thing, which means it's nothing big, and I pay all this at the moment from my own pocket, which means we definitely have the issue to have time constraints and money constraints as well. So that's for that. Now, the next thing I want to say is, or I want to talk about, is literally what's the feedback we had so far, the good and the bad and the ugly, and to have a look what's the story about all this with the community. Again, big shout out to my Microsoft Flight Simulator Forum community, because they gave feedback literally hours after we launched last week. And we literally were really happy to have them behind and give us feedback and tell us what's going on and what's the story and what we're able to do or not. So the biggest feedback we actually had was from the community, as I said, Microsoft Flight Simulator, and also like by email on the Sim Market site. I'm gonna share the link later. You can actually see the feedback we got, and you can also see like what we did on improvements and bug fixes. That's the word I was looking for. Here we go. So you can see that on the Sim Market site, because I'm continuously updating. And in the first place, I'm really happy to share tonight that we launched the last update yesterday evening, or the first update yesterday evening, because the biggest issue was actually the altimeter, which were not displaying correctly. So the needles were inverted, and so you were literally not able to see anything and not do anything at all. It was not correct. We also fixed the problem with the battery switch, because one of the switches were not turning on the master, which was not the ignition, which means the rest of the plane was not functioning properly, and your radio got out a couple of minutes later and everything. That was also commonly gotten fixed. And the third thing we had was that the QNH is actually way out officially, and we are working on that. So we issued the first fix yesterday evening. I got mixed feedback. I got feedback from some it's okay, and from others it's not okay. So we're definitely looking into that. We definitely having a look at that, and we will see what the story is and how it goes. That's the biggest things which are currently already out of the way, which we've done. Now I want to come to the point of other feedback we received. The other feedback, the main one we received, are the textures of the plane, and I have brilliant news for that, because everyone who asked me and who said, the inside textures, they're not good, it's not nice, it went up to, it looks like freeware. I'm not okay with that at all, because I think for me, it's still, again, it's a 1-2 man project, and for that, it's a great looking plane. We're not Asobo, we're not Microsoft, but I heard you and the developers heard you. So what I gotta do is I will actually head over to the airfield tomorrow. I'm flying anyway. Yay, weather is nice. So wait for the next flight lesson video. I will actually head over tomorrow and I will have a LiDAR scan app on my iPhone, which will scan the entire cockpit and the entire dashboard. Please, if everyone's jubilating now, do not tell me anything about a timeline. I cannot give you one. I hope within a month or 3 weeks, 5 weeks, something like that. But currently, I cannot give you a timeline. But what we will do is we will actually remodel at least the entire dashboard, maybe even the entire cockpit, but at least the dashboard is going to be modeled entirely. And this will be on a 3D scan, which will be put into Blender. And once that's put into Blender, that will be the new airplane. I cannot wait to show you that. And there's going to be another live, and I will do more lives in the future as well. It's in terms of interaction is really great to maybe get your comments. So if you have anything you want to write in the channel, you can absolutely write in the chat, and you can go ahead and give me some feedback on that. So first big news of the evening, there's going to be one more. First big news of the evening, yes, you will remodel the textures, which means the entire cockpit going to be redone, or the dashboard. But what we will also do, as there are two issues, the transponder currently is not functional at all, and we're going to fix that. And the third thing is there are two buttons in the plane, which is the strobe light, and the landing light. These two buttons will either be removed, or we're going to add the lights, because currently we have buttons but no lights on the plane. Given the fact that the C42 does not have strobe lights, there's a very fair chance at least we're going to remove the strobe light button. But again, that remains to be seen in the future. Now, if I'm seeing it correctly, we don't have many people in the stream, so I would love to otherwise address the audience and ask some questions. But if we don't have anyone, or if we don't have any questions here, I'm more than happy, absolutely, to go on. And this will be a short one. We are possibly going to be under half an hour, which is fine by me. By far, the biggest question and the biggest concern, or the biggest, by far the biggest concern and the biggest thing we had on a comment was, why is the plane not available for Microsoft Flight Simulator 2024? I have to explain a bit for that. So in the first place, I was told it is two entirely different planes and we need to recreate another plane entirely from scratch, which for me was something I did not really want to do. Time-wise, I wanted to get this thing out, but also cost-wise, because another plane means another huge amount of money in order to spend to get things on the go and get things going. So that's why I did actually not go ahead and plan that, and made the decision at a very early stage, actually, from the development, to say, okay, 2020 only for the moment, and if we have 2024 running, hooray, we can do that later. Now, I learned only after we release the plane that you do not need a second one, you just need some adjustments, and then the plane will be compatible for both simulators, which means 2020 as well as 2024. And this is why tonight I am more than happy to announce that this plane will be available for Microsoft Flight Simulator 2024 within the next 4 to 6 weeks, which means everyone on Flight Simulator will be definitively able to play either on 2020 or on 2024. So we're going to get the biggest complaint out of the way. Now, another one I would like to address is the second biggest question, actually, which is, when will this plane will be available on the official store, which means the in-game store for Microsoft Flight Simulator 2020 or 2024. I'm actually very honest with you. I do not know. I cannot tell you. The thing is, we actually released a demand to Microsoft itself. So we went on to Microsoft and said, you know what, guys, we would be more than happy to be in the store and to have it in the store, because that means everyone on Xbox can play, everyone on PS5 can play. There are many flight schools out there which have an Xbox or PS5 in the school in order to show them on a C172 or on whatever they have available in the flight sim, even though they're flying on C42s, to show the pupils, hey, this is how it's done, and this is how stalls are done, this is what landing is, and whatnot. You can do literally any procedure with this thing. But they're flying on the C42, so the setup will be different, and the instrument will be different, and also you have the thrust lever, you have it between your legs and everything. Sorry, you have it on the side, but you have the left and right. Now I forgot the word. Great. You actually have the instrument there different than a C42. You have specifics. You also have the flaps lever, which is up there on the ceiling, which you don't have in any other plane. So all these flight schools, they would be actually able to use and educate and teach people if they would be able to buy it in the store of Microsoft, because that's the only option you can go for if you are actually on a console instead of a PC. So for that being said, we're gonna have a look at that. I'm gonna be behind it because I want to have it in that store as well, because again, I had plenty of requests on Facebook, on Instagram, on Twitter, no, not Twitter, sorry, on TikTok and on YouTube, and also on the forum, of course. People like, why is not possible? Well, it's not my thing, guys. I would love to from day one onwards, but again, Microsoft takes time, and once Microsoft took time, and once it's there, believe me, there will be a media campaign all over the social channels. We're gonna announce that far and wide everywhere. But for now, I'm not able to tell you anything about updates or anything about that. What I will do, though, is I will actually put a QR code on. If anyone now is curious to purchase a plane, and you're going to see that here. So if you scan this QR code, you're going to go instantly to the market, and you will instantly be able to buy the plane there. You see the price here, it's 28.40 €. I know there were people saying I can spend a fiver or something on that. Guys, I'm really sorry. Again, this machine to develop is 1,500 euros plus, if not more. I cannot sell it for 4 euros because I have to get my money in somehow at some point at least. So yeah, just so you know. Again, scan the QR code here on the right, and you can purchase the plane instantly if you wanted to. This is a lovely little plane. You can literally fly procedures, you can do bush flying, you can train stalls, you can train anything you wanted to. This is something really also great for pattern flying if you're a little bit further in the training, so you can fly patterns with this thing. This plane is based on a real C42 in real life. So this is not something we invented. This is not somebody we scratched from ChatGPT or something. This is really something taken from real life. This is really something which is flying around, and we took every single detail we could get from that plane, put it into that little red plane in Microsoft Flight Simulator. So I think it's an asset for someone who is actually already in training or wants to get into training, see what a microlight is. I also had a few guys coming up with me saying, hey, you know what, this was my first plane. I'm so happy that you have it. So you could actually have a look and see and fly it again. You can literally land anywhere on any grass surface. This thing, it needs I think it's 250 meters of runway, which is ridiculously nothing. And it's fun to fly and lovely for someone who is trying to get into aviation or trying to see if it's something for them, how difficult is it to fly a thing and fly planes? These things are easy to fly, and again, if you then get infected by the flying bug, which a lot of people I know are, then do me a favor, go to flight school again. I was current aviation technology in Northern Ireland, or any other flight school near you, and do a discovery lesson. And once you have that done, you can save something for you, and then either do a PPL or MPPL or whatever it would be, and fly on. Now, with this being said, to be honest, we're close to the half-an-hour mark. I'm going to end it here because I don't want to blur anyone out, and I don't want to have anyone saying things nobody's interested in. I will actually go ahead and do more of these live streams and with more people, and also have a look if we can maybe do more topics, possibly also with Ariana in the stream again. She couldn't be here tonight, but another time she will definitely be here because she absolutely adores it to be here. So this is why I will go offline here and wish you a very nice evening and a very nice rest of the weekend. Again, if you have questions, if you have anything, put it in the comments, put it on social media. We are literally on TikTok and Instagram and on YouTube, of course. Put it anywhere you want to have a look, and then we will see how this goes, and we will of course answer them all. With this being said, I wish you a very, very good night. All the best. Unless anyone has a question, I'm seeing the chat here. If anyone wants to ask something, I'm gonna let it run here for, I don't know, another 10 or 15 seconds or something. And maybe gonna quickly talk about what's coming up next. So we will have the shorts running, and that will continue with the shorts we currently have. We will continue with the shorts in the near future. We will also have upgraded in-flight footage. I know this has been an issue in the last couple of videos where there was barely any or none. Again, stay tuned for that. Subscribe to the channel, have a look, and you will see there's more coming your way and way better quality. Real life flight is going to come up, and yes, of course, I will fly, because that question came up already as well. I will fly the C42 in a live stream and tell you all about it, and why this is a fun plane to fly. That might actually be, if technically possible, this might actually be the next video we're going to do. All right, with this being said, we are again close to the half-an-hour mark. I will end it for here, and I will let you be for tonight. Great weekend, and I will see you the next time. Bye-bye.